Okay, I'm down here in the corner of the forage blend field. Got the double wire tied to a post there. I wound out my wire. I had to weed eat a little bit through that brush to get to that barbed wire fence. So the north and the west side is barbed wire, and we had to fence the east side and the south side. My aim is to let them graze all this, then vaccinate them at 3 months or whatever. Bring them home, vaccinate them, cut them, do all the processing, and then move them right across the road here to triticale planted after this corn, and then they can be there over part of the winter.
Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the 3 Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video.
Okay, I'm trying to catch these 5 that didn't get caught with the first group. There's that 1 calf in the group, and then 4 moms. I'm glad none of those other 4 have had their calf yet. Yesterday was the due date for the first day of bull turnout, so I had a couple born on that day. I caught 3 out of the 5, and they want to go in the trailer. Look at that, they want to go in the trailer. Those other 2 do not. So being that we're going to graze this field that's right next to this pasture, I think I'm just going to let the 1 calf out there, and then we'll just move them across whenever we get the chance. Probably like later, early winter, late fall. All right, cows, it's showtime. Show me what you got. Load up. Good job. Brought up some watermelon rinds. See if the cows would eat them. Maybe they don't want them right now. I'll see if they're gone by the time I get loaded. Okay, is anybody interested in whether or not the cows ate the watermelon? The answer is they did not. Come on, cows, you disappointed me. They did, however, clean up every last bit of what was in their bale feeder, so I'm gonna put another bale in there. Okay, good news on that nitrate forage test. The millet came back low in nitrates. I believe it was 152. And it has to be below 0 to 700 is considered safe. And then it goes up to like moderately safe and very dangerous, all the way up to like 1500 or something. So I'm really happy about that. We can turn those cows out without a worry. So I got that email last night, and then this morning, we had the loader worked on a little bit, the brakes yesterday. But I'm up to 3 loads a day now. I have a steer and heifer load, then I have a cow load that I'm feeding since we have both groups of cows on the place. And then I do another steer and heifer load in the evening. But I'm hoping to get some of these cows and calves off of feed and out onto that forage blend this morning. That'll be less feeding and more utilization of grazing, which is what cows were designed to do. So I'm excited about that.
All right, we're out here in the irrigated double crop soybeans. And this is an interesting year because these double crop soybeans are up to my waist and they're double crop, and our irrigated full season soybeans are probably about the same height or maybe even less. This is going to be a weird year where the double crop has almost as much potential as the full season does, simply because those late August rains that finally came were in time for the double crop, whereas they were a little late for the full season, and the full season was struggling a little bit. So we've been able to put water on these double crop beans, and they're looking really nice. But here on the edge of the field where they're not getting water, definitely not up to my waist. So water makes a difference.
Okay, we got the calves sorted off from the cows. We're gonna try to get them loaded, but it's hard to move them this wide of an alley by myself. Yeah, that's why I took her.
Hey,
She
hey,
didn't seem crazy.
It's been a struggle.
All right, we got 8 cows in there. Putting on out 2 loads of this. The calves are already in the other trailer. Cows like to load in the trailer. They know they're going to green usually.
All right, so we dumped 1 load of cows out here and then left the calves in the trailer so the cows stay here. And then they went to get the other load of cows, and then we'll release them all together. That way they don't get lost. There goes the mailman. Oh, get out of here. Come on, calvies. Come on, calvies. Get out of here. Hey. That one, 172, found its calf. That's not yours, bud. 516 still lost. Here comes 1516. There they go. Now those 2 are together.
Okay, we're done at this pasture. I'm gonna move this to the next place. Using the dump bed feature on the sidekick to get it a little lower, so I only have to lift this up. I didn't think it was worth bringing a second person along. Okay, so I had an issue that it was a little bit too wide, so I couldn't quite get enough leverage to get underneath that. So I'm gonna use the winch for the first time. I've never used it before, as far as I remember. And hook it onto this chain and then pull it up forward. Okay, we're going over the top of the cab. Okay, so the winch did help a little bit, but mainly I pulled the winch up, then I lowered the bed down, which allowed me to get leverage underneath that and push it into place. Also, I was able to wedge it between here. So now we're ready to move to the next place. All right, heading into the cow pen, put in a bale. Just using Dad's chore tractor since all the tractors are hooked up to things right now. Okay, while I was in there, I noticed that 502 is in the process of calving. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that pen. Calm down back there. I'm gonna keep my eye on her while I go put a bale in. Oh, she stood up. She stood up, now she's laying back down again. She can't decide what's more comfortable. I'll maybe try to get that on film, but I'm gonna go put a bale in that other pen, the other cow pen. Okay, so my wife actually came out and she was watching that cow for a bit while I was doing that other stuff around the yard, but it hasn't pushed out the calf yet, but it's progressed along. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it out of the pen into this smaller holding pen, so it's closer to the chute if I need to pull it. But hopefully it just calves here in the next couple minutes. Okay, here's my attempt at pulling the calf. My dad's helping, or my mom and him have company over, so it's just me. Okay, it's pulled and alive. Blair has it. What do you think, Blair? The nice thing about fall calving is when that calf came out wet, I didn't have to worry about it dropping body temperature and freezing. Because it was pretty warm, you know, it's in the 80s when that calf was born, and so it can just get acclimated, mom can take care of it, and I don't have to worry about the elements really being an issue. It's a little hot in the middle of the afternoon when they're a few days old, but after a month of that, it's really nice weather when they're out grazing that forage mix.
We are officially started with dry corn harvest. You saw a couple videos ago that we harvested about half of our grain corn for high moisture corn, and then this back half we're just gonna put in our own bin as dry corn. It dried down really fast on us. I think last week it was in the 20s, so that kind of surprised us. But it's September 2nd, and we're maybe a little early compared to normal, but maybe only by a week or so. We're usually picking dry corn mid-September, and then irrigated is usually late September, whereas I think irrigated this year will be mid-September. So everything's kind of pushed up a week or two, just because of the drought, because of the lack of rain, and because of how hot it's been this summer. I think it's been abnormally hot here, and so we're seeing yields that are definitely below average, but we're expecting that. This field here is probably, you know, on some of our tougher soil that we grow dryland corn on, so we're definitely under 100 here. Got the neighbor's cows grazing over here. This is the cover crop field that we were fencing in the last video. Pretty nice view there. I don't know if you can see the sunflowers. We got some sunflowers out there. The other half of this field is corn, and this half of the field was what we grazed last year. If you watched our videos last year, we did the same thing over here. So next year that'll be corn, and we'll go to something else here. So we're going to have some pretty extreme variability in our yields this year, and it all is because of water. We've got our poor soil that doesn't hold water very well. Its corn yields are going to be below 50. You know, some in the 10 to 20 range. Pretty bad corn. Then we'll have our good soil, or our average soil, I mean, that'll be probably in that 70 to 80 range. And then our good soil that can really hold that water for a long time and make it through that dry spell, it'll probably be over 100, even on dry land, just because we got all that rain in June. And then our irrigated, we haven't harvested any of it yet, so honestly I don't know what it's going to yield, but it could definitely be in that 150 to 200 range, just because it did have water. And even though we did have a pretty hot summer, when you can supplement that corn with water, it can still be pretty decent. So we're going to have anywhere from 20 bushel corn to 200 bushel corn this year, and so some of it's going to be really fun to cut, like the irrigated, and some of it's going to be like this field I'm on today, that's not as fun to cut. We've got some action in the same field. Dad's out here swathing the corn stalks. We're finishing up the field here. All right, we are winding up this field. Just got a couple passes left. Kendall's filling up that semi right there. And then we've been bending across the road. Anybody else out there constantly paranoid that their auger's out? Oh man, there's a pole coming up. Am I gonna hit it? Oh no, I'm good. All right, we made it to the next field. This was one of the fields we combined about half of it for high moisture corn, and then now we're gonna do the rest of it low moisture. That last field yielded somewhere in the 70s, I think. So not terrible, but probably worse than we were hoping, and definitely below average. I think our county average here is just under 100. I think it's like 90 maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we struggle to grow dryland corn here in central Kansas just because it gets so hot, so windy, especially even at night. It doesn't cool down here at night to where we can grow very good corn. But we are looking forward to the irrigated. I think that'll yield a little bit better, obviously. And then even this field compared to the last field, I think we're going to see a little bit better crop. So, see how it goes. All right, new field. Feeling a little bit better about this.
Okay, there goes Evan in the grain cart. He's going to grain cart for me while I take this truck up to the home place to bin. Nathan's up there binning. Okay, Nathan and I traded on the road. He's taking the full truck back to the bin, and I'm going to take this truck to the field where Evan and Greg are going. Okay, Greg requested his coffee out of the truck, so the combine will have to stop for a few seconds, but we've had the grain cart rolling thanks to Evan while I went and switched those trucks. They're just starting now to unload a second time. I can see Greg's got his K-State shirt on.
So Greg just finished up the field across the road. That's the first field we've been putting in this bin. I've been trying to keep up with binning. Well, really, Kendall set all this up this morning while I was spraying. But I've been doing a lot of the binning, and he's been doing the grain cart. But we've kind of been trading off. So we don't have the cleanest setup to bin corn, but gets the job done. If our corn would have made 120 bushel this year instead of it's making like 85, you know, maybe we'd buy a new auger and have a better setup, but maybe we still will. It's not the worst corn crop. We're happy to have some corn. So in between trucks, kind of, well, all day I've been watching here's our big pond that you always forget how deep it is until you almost have it empty. And it's running low there, but I've been watching it all day and it still hasn't run out of water, so I guess I'll leave it run while I go to the high school football game and check it again tonight. I don't think it'll last overnight. It has like a low pressure switch that'll shut it down when it runs out of water, but it's still kind of like to know, you know, and just check it. So I've been looking at it off and on throughout the day, but it keeps going, keeps pumping water, which is good. How about the beans a little more? These double crop beans have quite a bit of potential, but they're just gonna need, I think they're still going to need another rain to really do good. Otherwise, they're going to get dry really quick when the water shuts off.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.